All right, so Moist Noodles sent me this absolute gem. I will do my best to not show the original poster, but this one is too good not to share with you guys. It is titled "Mole Owners Deserve a Punishment Nerf." This is clearly because the player is frustrated that their prospector got nerfed. So, since the prospector has had just about everything in the game taken away from it, the prospector should get a makeup nerf that lets the ship discard inert material so that it gets to keep 100% of what it mines. The mole owners like to see other people's gameplay destroyed, so they should have no problem with a punishment nerf for the mole. The mole should have its jump. Okay, now he's just going into like all this stuff, but that's like the general idea. That is his introduction. Is the prospector got nerfed, therefore the mole should get nerfed as well, and then the prospector should just get buffed, right? And I don't think people really listened to the post at all, and the video, and the video was very vague in how they explained things, so they left out like the details of everything. So the idea of other material being more valuable than just Quantanium, or a number of different materials being worth mining, it should still give prospector pilots like a absolutely fine way of making money. It's this weird, I don't think people are min-maxing, but it's this weird entitlement that, you know, they should be able to do everything. I've seen this throughout the Star Citizen community forever. I think like at Jumptown, the original Jumptown, the Vandal Mask event, like all these things where people just feel absolutely entitled to have whatever they want without having to work for it in any way, right? Like what would you think the game would be like if it wasn't this ship buying simulator on a website? You would, if you were into mining, you would start with the prospector and you would move to the mole. There's also the idea of the prospector is the solo ship. The mole is if you play with friends, right? Like if you're going to play solo, this is the ship you use. And I feel like the way I understood the video is that they balanced it in a way where a prospector could still have fun, but the most difficult and the biggest rocks will be mined by the mole. I'd see nothing wrong with that. The most difficult and biggest rocks should be done in a group. And they don't want it to be a group of prospectors. I don't necessarily agree with the way they handled that situation. As in the prospector, if you add another prospector laser, firing on a rocket would increase instability. But I don't know. I always thought that buffing the mole was the way to go, but they decided to go this way, and I don't think I'm going to like it personally very much, but I don't think it is as big of a deal as people seem to be making it out to be, calling it a nerf. What they're not nerfing the prospector, they're nerfing group prospector mining. And it's a prospector. It's a good name for it. Now it seems like what you do with this is you prospect, and then you call in the mole to actually do the mining if you find something big. It's even in the name. It kind of makes sense. But then he goes into the mole should have his jump speed and flying speed reduced by half, hopefully more. It's those 3 big special computerized lasers that CIG gave the mole, which make the mole heavy and slow. Yes, the computer is what makes the mole slow. The mole should have its scanning power reduced by half or more, hopefully more. The mole's computer power used those 3 big special computerized lasers that CIG gave the mole, which leave very little computing power left for scanning. The mole should not be able to mine a rock smaller than 7K mass. Now, this one I agree with. Okay? This is one that I agree with, is that what I would have liked to see is the mole actually be like the mole lasers be more powerful, and that when you do mine something that's small, that power would be too high and would actually make it difficult. I don't think that they shouldn't be able to, but it would make it more difficult with even just one laser, right? I don't think this is a troll post. I think this person is honestly upset. But I agree with that one. And the punishment nerf for the mole should be welcomed with open arms by the mole community. After all, mole owners fully supported the punishment of nerf on the prospector, so the mole community should fully embrace their punishment nerf. The top post, I rarely Picard facepalm in OP, but this one deserves it. Yep. So that is... And the thing is you can find examples of a post like that in nearly every situation in Star Citizen. It's so ridiculous, man. It really is ridiculous to think that, hey, let's make this game better for everyone. That's their attempt, and not seeing that at all, just seeing it as you ruined the entire game for me because I can't mine every possible thing that I come across in my solo ship. Right? Like, let's not make unique experiences for everyone. Like, the intention that CIG has with this whole situation, I think, is good. We'll see how the execution is when we get it in our hands.